What's up, LinkedIn? Today we're going to be talking about one of the most underrated, powerful, fundamental things in marketing, copywriting. Shlomo Trachtenberg, Chris Mechanic here. We are going to be talking today about copywriting. Today we're going to be focused on the concept of how everybody is so focused when it comes to marketing on like the technical aspects of the campaign. How could we reach our target audience? Where are they? How are we going to get them to come to our landing pages? They design the landing pages, look at our competitors, and I feel like the technology that we have today that's available has basically distracted our attention from the fundamentals of what really works.
Absolutely.
And what really works is getting your target audience to take action. We take them all the way down to like the sign up form or the sale, and we're just like, buy, sign up.
And just think, like, rewind, say, 30, 40, 50 years back to the Ogilvy days.
Right.
They didn't have all this fancy tech.
It's just letters. So they're just writing.
They were
direct response
fantastic copywriters, the best copywriters ever, but it's very much a lost art, and I'm trying to bring it back.
Nice. Bring it back.
I love copy.
All right. So one of Chris's, I would say his main strength is his ability to write copy. So I'm sort of going to interview Chris today and talk through like how you do that. So Chris, you want to tell us a little bit about your process?
Sure.
Fresh new landing page or email, whatever it might be. What's your process for putting together a good copy?
Absolutely, yeah. So if I'm spending, let's just say I'm going to spend 10 hours to create a page, and that's just a rough number. I'm spending like roughly 70% of that time not actually writing. Because the first thing that I do is I really read my ass off, because we work with a lot of different types of clients and a lot of different types of businesses, and you can't write copy about a product or a service that you don't understand, targeting an audience that you don't understand.
So you say the first thing is really deep dive into the minds of the audience and the product. And
absolutely, yeah. Like we have clients, for instance, in the IT space. They're selling to the CISO, the chief. What do I know about chief information security? I can't possibly compose a compelling message to that person unless I know about them. So I'm spending a good amount of time Googling around first, reading, finding some other copy as inspiration, and also just to learn. And this entire time, I'm making a list of what I believe to be the pain points. The triggers and other types of motivators. Now, at the same time, I really like to immerse myself in the client's product or service. You can't sell something that you don't understand. Make no mistake about it. Copywriting is salesmanship on paper. That's what it is. And you can't possibly sell something that you don't understand, let alone believe in. The best copy that I ever produce is when I'm writing for things that I not only understand, but also really believe that are secure.
Like if you buy something, then you'd feel like you could really write copy for that. Because you understand what makes you motivated to buy that, or triggers that emotion, or whatever that neuropsychology that's going on. Cool.
So let's say I spend half of my time reading, researching, experiencing the product. Then I spend another 20% of the time on the headline, because the headline is the number one most important thing. If you're driving 1,000 visitors, pretty much the only thing that user is going to see
is that.
That's the first thing that they're going to see. Almost everybody will see that. And the job of the headline is to entice the user to read the next sentence. And the job of that next sentence is to entice the user to read the sentence that follows.
Gotcha.
So I'll spend 50% research, 20% on the headline, and then I begin drafting. And I do this thing both with the headline and drafting the copy, where I basically just write it really, really fast, and then I put it aside for a little while. And all of that work up until then, it just gets my conscious and my subconscious mind going. And then usually I'll kind of edit that piece in my head. Unfortunately, those hours aren't necessarily billable. So I'm spending more than 10 hours because I'm at home taking a shower,
thinking about it, you immerse yourself into that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about it, and then I'll come, and then either that night inspiration will strike, or I'll come back to it the next day and polish it up.
So basically, you are immersing yourself in the product, getting involved with who that buyer is of that product, understanding what makes them tick, and then you're basically putting that down on paper and then headlines. So when it comes to a landing page or whatever it might be, what are the couple things that just must be on that page? What are like every landing page needs what?
Yeah. So I will say a strong headline.
Okay.
We've already mentioned that.
Right.
But the headline is your chance. It's that moment, if you're cold calling, it's that moment when that person has picked up the phone and they'll listen to the first thing that you say, but not the second thing.
Right.
Unless that first thing was good. So I would say it has to have a really strong, compelling, interesting, unique, funny. The headline needs to, have some kind of science or some kind of psychology into it. Do a Google search for headline formulas. There's a lot of tested formulas that you can use and adapt. For instance, like starting your headline with the word "here's," like "here is." Here's the next. Here's the next innovation, and because it indicates that there's something below to be discovered. But if I had to say one other thing that's of max importance and almost nobody really thinks of it, I mean, advanced practitioners do, but it's a scent trail. Scent as in smell. Right. So if you're running ads, say, whatever your ads say, whatever that message is, it should be repeated pretty much front and center, almost verbatim, if not exactly verbatim, on that landing page to address the user's subconscious question of, am I in the right place? If they click on an ad that says, free lunch on Fridays, and then that page that they land on doesn't scream free lunch on Fridays first and foremost, they're likely to bounce.
Inconsistency, basically. Yeah. They're not connecting. So you would say ad congruency to the landing page is key.
That, a headline, and then also I don't think enough people focus on like attractive typography and just formatting that's inviting and easy to read. Like there's some sites that you can visit, like Conversion XL does right. a good job of this. Their typography is just inviting. It's large. It's easy to read.
Right.
And there's a lot of other things that go into it. There's obviously credibility. Who are you? Why should I believe you? There is risk reversal, which is basically, don't worry, we're not going to email spam you. We're not.
Right. So basically taking that anxiety and saying, dealing with that objection prior to it.
Exactly. Preempting objections, risk reversal, there's value building, there's obviously calls to action. There's a lot that goes into it, but generally if you've got a strong scent trail, you've got a headline that's tested, that works well, and it's formatted in this kind of delicious way with, lots of white space, headlines, subheads, easy to skim, easy to scan, you'll be pretty good to go.
Cool. All right.
So go rewrite your landing pages, test them out, and you can thank us later.
Invest in copy. All right, man.
Bringing copy back.
Yes.